Welcome to Intimate Wisdom. Men often pay little attention to the health of their manhood until problems arise and they panic in search of a cure. In reality, the penis is not only tied to masculinity but also serves as a reflection of overall health, from cardiovascular and hormonal balance to mental well-being. That's why proper care and protection are absolutely essential. However, many seemingly harmless habits can lead to infections, erectile dysfunction, or even reduced fertility. In this video, Intimate Wisdom will walk you through 10 things you should never do to your penis, along with practical recommendations to help you maintain strength, safety, and lasting vitality. First rule: don't ignore your penis. Imagine your penis as the most sophisticated warning light of the male body. When a car malfunctions, the dashboard light starts flashing. In the same way, a decline in erectile function is a signal your body sends to warn that your cardiovascular, hormonal, or nervous system may be in trouble. Numerous medical studies show that men with prolonged erectile dysfunction face a much higher risk of cardiovascular disease, even heart attacks, compared to healthy men. Ignoring changes in your manhood is like dismissing a fire alarm while your house is filling with smoke. Observing, listening, and responding in time not only helps maintain a fulfilling sex life but also safeguards your heart and overall health. Don't view intimacy issues as just a man's problem. Sometimes they're actually a survival test for your life itself. Point 2. Don't try DIY remedies. In the desire to boost masculinity, many men turn to word-of-mouth tricks or flashy ads promising to lengthen or enlarge the penis in just a few weeks. But be cautious, the human body is not a craft project that you can cut, stretch, or reshape at will. Self-made methods like jelqing, squeezing and pulling hard, or homemade constriction bands are essentially experiments on a delicate machine with no spare parts. The common consequences include micro-injuries, fibrosis of erectile tissue, permanent erectile dysfunction, and even necrosis. The harsh truth is there is no magical cream, miraculous solution, or bizarre device that can safely and permanently change size. If you want to improve performance, turn to science-based methods such as physical training, proper nutrition, and consulting a professional if needed. Don't let impatience turn ambition into disaster when the price could be your confidence and your very manhood. Point 3. Maintain proper hygiene. The penis is an extremely sensitive organ, both physiologically and sexually, so proper hygiene is the key to keeping it healthy and attractive. If you have a foreskin, gently retracting it to clean and inspect underneath is essential. This isn't just basic hygiene, it's also a routine health check for your lifelong partner. Many cases of infection, fungal overgrowth, and even penile cancer have been overlooked simply because men fail to pay attention. However, care does not mean scrubbing aggressively. Strongly scented soaps and harsh cleaning chemicals only irritate the thin, delicate skin, causing abrasions and raising infection risks. Choose mild cleansers. Let soapy water run naturally, and avoid vigorous rubbing. Proper hygiene keeps your penis clean, fresh, and confidence-boosting in intimate moments, while also making your partner feel safe and comfortable. That is the true art of blending healthcare with masculine allure. Point 4. Don't ignore unusual signs. The human body always has its own way of sending out emergency messages when something isn't right, and the penis is no exception. Persistent aches, strange sores, or the presence of blood in the urine should never be taken lightly. These could be simple infections, but they might also be warning signs of more serious conditions such as urinary tract cancers or even penile cancer. Just like when the red light on a car's dashboard flashes, continuing to drive without checking it is no different than putting the entire journey at risk. Embarrassment, shame, or fear of judgment can never outweigh your health and your life. Early detection always means better chances of effective treatment with fewer consequences. Instead of avoiding the issue, see visiting a doctor as an act of courage to protect yourself and preserve a fulfilling sex life. Remember, Taking care of this lifelong partner is an investment in lasting happiness. Point 5. Practice safe and controlled sex. True intimacy doesn't come only from emotions, but also from peace of mind. When you know both you and your partner are protected, that's when the moment truly becomes transcendent. Condoms and lubricants, small shields with immense power, not only prevent infections but also lower the risk of a frightening accident, penile fracture. This is a serious surgical emergency that can leave lasting damage to erectile function. Imagine an erect penis like a sword, strong and powerful, but also breakable if struck at the wrong angle. That's why controlling rhythm, angle, and using sufficient lubrication not only makes intimacy smoother but also serves as insurance for long-term male vitality. Safe sex doesn't make the experience less passionate, on the contrary. It frees you from worry, allowing both partners to surrender completely to intimacy, freedom, and pleasure. Point 6. Don't let your penis overheat. The penis and testicles function like a sophisticated life factory, requiring a stable, cooler environment to operate effectively. It's no coincidence that the testicles are placed outside the body where the temperature is naturally lower than inside the abdomen. Yet modern habits, such as sitting for long periods with a laptop on your lap, keeping a phone in your front pocket, or soaking for hours in hot tubs, turn this environment into a miniature furnace. The result: weakened sperm, reduced fertility, and plummeting testosterone levels. Prolonged heat is like a silent saboteur, steadily eroding male strength and virility. To safeguard reproductive health, give your testicles room to breathe in a cooler environment and minimize prolonged heat exposure. By keeping this life factory cool and protected, you're investing in long-term sexual health and enduring vitality. Point 7. Be gentle when masturbating. Masturbation is a normal and healthy part of sexual life, but the way you do it determines the entire experience. Many men develop the habit of squeezing tightly and rubbing vigorously, the so-called death grip, which provides intense, instant stimulation. However, repeating this pattern trains the brain and body to expect an unnatural level of pressure, one that no partner's body can replicate. The consequence is difficulty maintaining arousal or even failure to achieve an erection during real intimacy. Think of masturbation as a form of training. If you practice the wrong way, you'll compromise your performance on the main stage. On the other hand, if you take it gently, savor the process, and use lubricants to mimic natural contact, you'll preserve a balanced sensitivity. Proper masturbation isn't just release, it's an art of sustaining virility, so that when you're with a partner, you can ignite passion and fully immerse in shared pleasure. Point 8. Don't smoke. Take care of your overall health. The penis does not exist in isolation, it is closely dependent on the entire body, especially the cardiovascular and hormonal systems. Imagine the blood vessels nourishing your manhood as fuel lines for a finely tuned engine. If you smoke, eat poorly, or avoid physical activity, those lines will quickly corrode, clog, and cause the engine to stall mid-journey. On the other hand, a healthy lifestyle with a balanced diet rich in vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats, combined with aerobic exercise to boost circulation and resistance training to stabilize testosterone, is the secret to keeping that engine running at full power. Stress management is equally important, as chronic stress disrupts hormone balance and diminishes desire. Investing in your overall health is also an investment in your sexual vitality, the very foundation of male confidence and lasting performance. Point 9. Be kind to yourself. In sexual life, no one is perfect all the time. A moment of underperformance, a temporary misstep, or even an entire phase of reduced stamina is completely normal. Yet many men turn these moments into heavy burdens, blaming themselves and creating a vicious cycle. The more anxious they become, the harder it is to perform, and the more they fail, the deeper their insecurity grows. Remember, the body is not a cold machine but a living system influenced by emotions. health, and circumstances. When you approach yourself with gentleness, patience, and forgiveness, confidence naturally returns, desire rekindles, and intimacy with your partner flows more easily. Being kind to yourself in the bedroom is not weakness, it is maturity. Only when you learn to love yourself can you offer true pleasure and reassurance to the one who shares those intimate moments with you. Point 10. Use it or lose it. Sex is not just about pleasure, it is also a biological mechanism to maintain penile health. During sleep, the male body naturally experiences multiple erections like night workouts that deliver oxygen-rich blood to nourish erectile tissue. When this phenomenon diminishes, the tissue can be deprived of nutrients, leading to fibrosis, shrinkage, and loss of elasticity. That is why maintaining desire, intimacy, and a healthy sexual life is so important. It not only strengthens the bond between partners but also keeps your loyal companion in peak condition, ready when needed. Think of sex as a special kind of vitamin. The more consistently you take it, the better you preserve vitality and long-term virility. After all, the body always knows how to reward those who respect and nurture it properly. The story. James was once proud of his torch, blazing, powerful, and always the source of heat in moments of intimacy. But as years went by, he began to neglect it. Cigarettes, late-night drinks, endless stress, and sleepless nights. Slowly, that torch dimmed, flickering weakly during his time with Emily, the woman he loved. Shame crept in, and James felt as though the flame that once defined his manhood was slipping away. One night, lying beside Emily, he realized the torch wasn't fading on its own. It was waiting for its keeper to care again, to feed it with the fuel it deserved. From then on, James changed. He exercised in the mornings, ate cleaner, managed his stress, and treated himself with patience instead of criticism. Emily noticed the difference, not just in his body but in his presence. More confident, more tender, more alive. The torch rekindled, burning brighter than ever, igniting not only passion in their bedroom but also warmth in their hearts. Sex, when nurtured, is like fire. It needs fuel from health, attention, and self-love. And when you keep that flame alive within yourself, you're also keeping alive the passion, intimacy, and lasting bond with the one who shares your journey. When you take a step back, sexual health is far more than what happens in the bedroom. It's a mirror of your vitality and masculine strength. Think of the penis as a flame. When nurtured with care, a healthy lifestyle, and self-compassion, it burns bright, radiating warmth through both body and soul. But neglect it or mistreat it with harmful habits, and that flame can quickly fade, leaving only the cold shadow of frustration and regret. Each act of care, each moment of intimacy with your partner, is like exercise for both body and spirit, sustaining health while deepening connection. In the end, sex is not just physical pleasure, it is the art of savoring life, the most intimate language that bodies and hearts can share. Thank you for listening until the very end. If today's story has gently stirred your heart, whether through an old memory, a present feeling, or something never spoken into words, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Intimate wisdom is where we come together to touch the hidden corners of love, affection, and sexuality, things that may seem private, yet are in fact the very core of happiness. I wish you to always love deeply, live truthfully, and find yourself in every glance, every touch, and every trembling heartbeat. Affectionate greetings.